Welcome to episode 3 of Emulating Puskas. If you haven't watched the first couple of episodes, I would recommend going and checking them out first. You know what the series is all about. But essentially what I'm doing today in these first 4 episodes is introducing all the players for the series, and then from episode 5 onwards we will be holidaying into the future and tracking the career of all the players. So I'm going to introduce another 22 players, I think. We're introducing the midfielders and players that can play wing back. There's a few fullbacks thrown in there as well. So we're starting off with Lee Gamble, who was in the last series. Did Fiji proud, didn't he? Also played for Arsenal, I think. But once again, he's decided to be from Fiji. See how he compares to the last series. I think he could play up front in the last series. I might be wrong, but he's as a central midfielder or attacking midfielder in this. He's wanted by one club, Roma. Next up is a player quite simply called West, who has decided to start at PSG. He's from Brazil, so will he bring some Brazilian flair? Yes, he will. He's got 17 on flair. It's a very versatile player as well, looking at that. Connor Crofts is next, a right winger. Well, we've got lots of Welsh players in this series. He's wanted by 2 teams, one Welsh team in Cardiff and the other West Ham. Thomas Ryan is next, a player from Ireland. I'm not sure if there's as many Irish people in this series. I guess we'll find out in due course. He's got Andorran as his second nationality as well. He decided to start at Leicester City. Joel Bayford is next, an Israeli central midfielder, wanted by 6 clubs, as you can see. There are 3 Italian, a couple Portuguese and PSG as well. I'm sure he's going to be a cracking player then. Next up is Sean Watson, who's starting at Southampton. He's a Scot. I do believe he was in the last series as well. This time he's a central midfielder. Chris Harris Jr. Now, Chris Harris, I think, was in the last series. In this series, as a central midfielder from Puerto Rico, randomised everything and looks like a well-rounded player. Simon Stark is next from Sweden, central midfielder. Looks very good, actually. He's not wanted by any clubs, but look at those technical and mentals. But it's physically, jump and reach and balance are not great. Going to be falling off a lot of cliffs, I have a feeling. Dario Plume is next from Norway, a central midfielder. Great dribbling, first touch, passing, technique and determination and vision as well thrown in there, and wanted by quite a few. All the big boys in England want him, so he's got a lot of potential. We don't even have to look at the potential to see that he's a player with a lot of potential. James Spence is next from Cyprus, a central midfielder wanted by one club. In Cyprus, in fact. Yaoldar is next from Scotland, wanted by one club, Sunderland. Adediran is next from Nigeria. He's wanted by one club as well in Portugal. Portugal seem to be interested in a lot of these players, don't they? Morgan Kendall, a Welsh midfielder, can play right, left, centre. Good dribbling, finishing, first touch, tackling and determination. He's wanted by 4 clubs. Cardiff, Liverpool, Tottenham and Southampton. Cardiff wants everyone. What is going on here? Cardiff are going to have everyone in their team, and then they're going to sell everyone on for £50 million and be the richest club in the world. Paul Scholes Jr. Now this is great because we're called this series is called Emulating. We want to emulate the best players in the world, and this chap has decided to go with Paul Scholes Jr. He wants to emulate, wants to be better or achieve the same amount as Paul Scholes, and there we go. Paul Scholes Jr. is here. He's wanted by quite a few clubs. Not wanted by Manchester United, though. Maybe he will end up at Man United at some point. Jedi Knight is next from Barbados. Defensive midfielder. Not wanted by anyone at the moment. A lot of players that are from the nations, perhaps the more obscure nations, you could say. Don't know, it's probably not fair to say that. But the smaller nations outside of Europe, they're not really wanted by any clubs, probably because it's harder to get them over to Europe, to be honest. Jack Mikhailov is next, a Russian. Got a couple of Russians in this. He's wanted by Zenit. I think Zenit will probably pick up all the Russians by the looks of it. Paul the Brick Brown is next, who can play right or left wing back and defensive midfield. That's a great combination there. That sort of line of midfield / defence. He specialises in. He's not wanted by anyone at the moment. He's from Granada. He's got Gabon as his second nationality as well. Noel Timothy is next, a Canadian. We had some very successful Canadians in the last series. Can this one better the others? He can play anywhere down the middle, as you can see there. Centre-back, well, he can't play central midfield. Centre-back, attacking midfield and striker. He's got great finishing. Passing attack, he really could play either position, so be interesting to see where he does end up playing mainly. A lot of different teams interested in him as well. Baked Benz is next. He is from Micronesia, which is just fantastic. That's a lovely flag as well. And he's a defender left or a left midfielder, not wanted by anyone. I hope all these players are able to find clubs and they don't retire because they're not able to find a club. Maybe I should or just move them to a club if that is the case. Alex Burford is next. Can play left back, left wing back, or left wing. And his nationality is Sao Tome and Principe. Who knows? Wanted by Sporting. Alex Calabrese is next. He's an American who decided he wanted to start at Chelsea, but on loan to Red Bull Leipzig in Germany for 2 seasons. Very specific, but that's what you've decided, and your pledge through Patreon enabled you to decide these things. It'd be interesting to see what happens to this guy then. Will he perform well out on loan? They're almost... I mean, they've been forced to have this player on loan. It'd be interesting to see what they do with him. Drake Dake is next from Uzbekistan. I think this was randomised. And looks an all-rounded player, all right. Left back. Josh Jolly, another left back. This is the last player of episode 3 to be introduced from Bulgaria. So he's the second Bulgarian in the series. Can play left back or left wing back, and he's wanted by Sporting as well. Sporting interested in lots of players too. So thanks for watching episode 3. We've introduced another 22 players. In episode 4 I'm going to introduce the rest of the players, mainly they're all defenders and goalkeepers. Maybe a few can play in other positions as well, but I hope you're looking forward to that. That will be out soon. Also in episode 4 you'll be able to download the database and the shortlist, so you can have a go on this yourself if you're interested. Thanks for watching, hit that like button, and I'll see you in episode 4.